The lands between are filled with violence. Whether that be pseudo-intellectual wizards trying to puncture your lungs with crystalline lights, or dogs trying to infect you with space aids. It all can get rather tiresome. This is why it's important to have a place where you can relax and feel safe. A place you can call your own. Hello everyone, I'm Lost. And today we will be rating 6 different locations on how well they would function as a semi-permanent home base in Elden Ring. We will weigh the pros and the cons before rating it on a scale of 1 to 5. Okay, let's try to be positive. This place has good airflow, 1.5 solid walls, and the location is pretty good as we are within walking distance of the Colosseum, and there's a grace right there. Unfortunately, none of that makes up for the fact that this house has less structural integrity than that of a sandcastle. If this building was a guy, he would be suffering from advanced osteoporosis. When it comes to judging a potential home base, I have 3 basic questions. Number 1, do I feel safe? And that's a big no. I feel like at any moment this structure might collapse on my head, squirting my brains out of my ears. Question 2. Can I get a good night's sleep here? Kinda. The fire helps, but I'm still worried about the whole collapse thing. And 3. Is there room for my stuff? Well, considering the fact that this building is already stretching the definition of a room, I will have to go with no. This place is absolutely awful. 1 out of 5. This place is huge. Plus, the location is premium. Fort Height has a magnificent view both of the coast and the Earth Tree. The first thing we see as we enter the fort is a giant corpse surrounded by a bunch of filthy demi-humans. Look, death is not an uncommon thing in the lands between, but given the fact that the corpse is huge and that the demi-humans probably have a very weak grasp of what constitutes good personal hygiene, I feel like we have to write down terrible smell as a con. Still, the courtyard looks fairly large and it comes with some weapons and explosives. I feel like that's a little irresponsible. Here we have the heart of the fort. This room is incredible. It covers all of the basics. I feel sheltered, there's plenty of space, and I definitely see myself getting a good night's sleep here. Another really good selling point for Fort Height is the roof. While I am a little disappointed that there are no safety rails when walking up the stairs, we do have a tremendous amount of space up here. There's even a tower, and that's pretty cool. For summary, there are several great views, the fort is well built, there's a lot of space, and while it's a little irresponsible, the place does come with explosives. On the minus side, I do feel like the demi-humans would be both smelly and noisy. Even so, this place still gets a solid 4 out of 5 from me. For every good thing that Dragonburnt Ruin has going for it, it is matched by something equally bad or worse. It has this great underground space with plenty of storage. But you have a rat problem. It has this cozy, smaller room with a door for privacy and a small chest. But if you open said chest, it will transport you to the land of cancer. It's a lakeside property, but it's too lakeside. You must in fact wade through ankle-deep waters whenever you want to go home. Have you tried sleeping with wet feet? It is not pleasant. Also, your neighbors are dragon-worshipping cultists. Whether that is good or bad, I suppose depends on one's perspective, but I'm not here to criticize anybody's religion. I'm gonna have to give this place a 2 out of 5. This building has something we haven't seen in any of the other locations. A security system. Granted, it's not the greatest since all you have to do is take down 3 fairly lazy guard dogs. But this does add a nice sense of security to the building. Once we're inside, we are met with a nice, spacious room with a ladder leading to the 2nd floor. There's a few knickknacks strewn around, a lot of books, a painting, and a box filled with crystals. Now this may or may not be drugs, but I'm gonna mark it down as a good thing. We also have this roll of parchment, or I assume it's parchment. It's either that or some really fancy toilet paper. There is plenty of space here, and what I really appreciate is this small alcove behind the ladder. Perfect sleeping area, if you ask me. So this room covers all of the basics. Going up the ladder, we find a small area for storage. It's a little narrow and potentially dangerous, but extra space is extra space. And then we have this pathway that leads to an office of sorts. All of this looks really fancy, but unfortunately there is a problem. The windows don't seem to have any glass to them, and that's really unfortunate because this tower is located in the Weeping Peninsula. It always rains here, so I'm afraid that the quality of any furniture that you somehow drag up the ladder and place in the office will degrade rather quickly. So the location is definitely a minus, but on the plus side we do have a custom security system and fancy toilet paper. I give this place a respectable 3.5. This is one of the rooms in Stormveil Castle, and it makes a great first impression. The centerpiece of it all is the fireplace. You can sit down, relax, and reflect on all the choices you have made so far in your journey. Then we have what I affectionately name the cozy corner. It comes with a table, a chair, and shelves, pre-stocked with books, and this is a luxury in the lands between. In these solid walls, I feel safe. I feel comfortable. And there's plenty of room for my stuff, so we got the basics down. Plus, there's a grace in the middle of the room, and it even comes with furniture. With all of that being said, there are some cons to this place. For one, the landowner can be a little intrusive. If he ever asks you to lend him a hand, you say no. 2. There might be some kind of giant undead eldritch mermaid in the basement, so it's mostly harmless, just don't go there and touch or look at it. Still, I personally love this place, so while objectively I think it's a 4 out of 5, I will give it a special lost point because I really connect with this place. Caves can make for some pretty cool home bases. This is Murkwater. It's a sneakily hidden cave with 3 distinct parts to it. We have this wide open area covered with brush, this small storage area, and this huge inner chamber. Look, the value of the other 2 spaces should not be ignored, but this room right here, this is what it's all about. As you can see, we have a nice campfire already. The place is also equipped with a ton of containers, and something that is easy to overlook is the natural source of light that somehow stays there even though right now it's night. Now, you may have noticed a few guys in the different rooms. That's Patches' gang. You don't have to worry about them though, they have mostly lost their minds. Patches, on the other hand, is a nice, charming and forgiving individual that also has residence here. So you do have to share, but don't worry, I'm about 75% certain that he won't stab you in the larynx while you sleep. So since I'm a bit of a loner, I will have to give this place a 2.5 out of 5. Please subscribe, because I really want to be rich and famous.